everyone, I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Docu Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries.
Yes, but through our own lens, honey, which can be, smoky. It can just be like, real smoked, honey. It's just like over coals or over like wood or over, well, other things, whatever you smoke things over. Dead bodies. I'm not quite sure. But at the end of the day, hopefully something mildly sweet. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, honey, dead bodies. What very Halloweeny of me to say. Very Halloweeny Docu Sweeties intro. We're talking about what, Wa? What are we talking about?
We are talking about 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way, Season 5, Episode 16, Fuller House.
How does it go?
I think it's a brand that's Family Matters.
No.
Tradition,
Oh, God.
this day and age, to read any good news. Okay, what's Fuller House? Days go. No, that's still the same thing.
No, it's like wait, I got it. Wait, wait. We're gonna have to probably edit this part.
You picked the wrong one.
This is extended. Whoa. Oh, everywhere you look. That one. Whatever happened to the different Moose Stand, the Paperboy, and Evening TV. God bless.
You miss your old familiar friends just waiting around the bend.
Oh,
everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart.
There's a heart.
A hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, when you're lost out there and you're all alone, gliding and waiting
to carry you home. Why'd you take it? Why can't we stand together?
Oh, because in me, you're like 1 second behind me.
Oh,
so I always assume that they're hearing the same thing. So I'm like, oh, let's just do it one at a time.
No,
I don't know.
In my mind, and see, right now when I'm watching you, you are not 1 second behind me. We are singing together in perfect harmony.
Oh, okay, let's do it. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a
heart.
A hand to hold on
to. Everywhere you
look, everywhere. Yeah, see, we're off.
Well, yeah, now we are. Didn't feel like we were at the beginning, but here we are.
Anyways.
All right, they're like, please stop this, and we're like, okay. Okay.
Wait, who's the Fuller House? Is it Brandon and Mary because they're having a baby? Or is it TJ and Kim? I don't know who.
It's every person. It was actually every person. Brandon and Mary because the mom is coming and they have a baby. Shekinah and Sarver because the sister is there. Kenny and Armando, even though we're not going to be talking about them because they want us to believe that at some point they're going to maybe get a surrogate. I'm not quite sure if that's a Fuller House situation. I'm not even sure. I'm not even watching it. And TJ and Kim because Kim is now part of the what Fuller House, meaning the house that she, I guess, is marrying into and then gets to be a part of. I feel like they just started for us, and maybe they will be like, maybe this is like the new couple because it is hilarious that they've been so acrimonial and as if they're not going to like get married, and then they are going to have this huge marriage, and then we're now led to believe this like bitchy kind of like cold clairvoyant is going to like meld into a culturally traditional Indian home and be like subservient to people is absolutely insane.
Yeah. The previews for next episode, which would be episode 17. 17 weeks, Chris. Why? Anyways,
honey, we're on the edge of 17, just like that one Fleetwood Mac song. Just
Mm-hmm.
like a one wake up. Okay, great. We'll stop singing. It's fine. Go
on. White-winged dove, just so you know.
What'd I say?
1 week dove.
Yeah, you're right.
Jay,
I'll kill you.
I just want to help you out when you try to. I just want to help you. I'm here to support. Okay,
you're not here, so I wish you were here. You are in New York, and we could go sing karaoke together. But instead, I'm just alone in this hotel room with my period and no one to hang out with. I'm so tired, and no one will sing karaoke with me. But I also don't want to leave anyway. Why?
Okay. The first couple that we're going to talk about is Brandon and
Rude.
You said that she sent it over to me. Yeah, I wish I could come, but I can't. And you're leaving, soon. So okay, you're leaving soon. So like, it's
no, I know.
late. When you're lost out there and you're all alone.
I am. JetBlue is waiting to carry me home. That was off key.
All
So
right.
yeah, we'll pick up. Let's pick
What
up
do you
on
think
Brandy.
about this wedding spending? It feels like it's the same as TJ and Kim, where the wedding is a once in a lifetime event. And it's an event that everyone comes to, like everyone and their mother. So it can't be small and private. It has to be large and very public.
Yes, it's just funny because we keep doing this thing where we are so in and out of Mary and Brandon's story. We're in it for one point and suddenly it's like, well, it's been 5 months now and things are better and now we're wedding shopping and it's like, "Oh, okay." Because last night, and she's like, "Well, he stopped yelling, but he still plays video games." I would have to have him. He's like, "What fucking video game? What Animal Crossing shit is this motherfucker just so goddamn obsessed with?" And like, one thing about Mary Honey is that she'll tear a router's cord from a wall in 2 seconds flat. So I can't. I'm just like, how is this even still happening? But then, yes, she's wearing a dress. He's wearing an outfit, and together it's going to cost money, including the venue. It's very much that thing where he's like, "I haven't picked any of it," and it's like, nope, you have no say. You have no saying in life. Like it's this part is the craziest part though, is that he then lets us know that his mom is coming out for the wedding, which I was surprised as hell about for 1 billion reasons. And the first reason just chiefly is money. Go ahead, Wa.
Well, I just was just thinking how comforting it must be to be in a culture. And I'm gonna use TJ and I'm gonna use Mary and Brandon as an example, where marriage seems like an expectation and an inevitable event. And so there is so much like this is really the biggest thing we're going to celebrate about you in your life. Not your birthday, not really your graduation, but we are going to put so much into you getting married that if you don't have this as an experience in your life, then you've done something to mess that up. It doesn't it feel that way? Because I just like, how is it that there's so much emphasis to where you're like, this is a one time life? Because to me, I'm like, listen, if I don't have the money for a huge wedding, we can get married on the low, or we can just get married in the courts, and then we can have this wedding later when we have all the money to do it big. But I don't know, if it just feels like maybe families just immediate, your child is born, you start saving up for the wedding, period. Even if you just start saving up, I guess. I don't know what. Anyways.
Honestly, yeah, I think it's just like I think it's a couple of things. Cultural traditions, specifically something with the cultures that definitely have like religious ceremonies and religious like components where the union creates the bond of a promise of the future of family and kids, where there is this maybe relief and need to like show off that they have accomplished that for their survival. I'm not quite sure. That's just me
That sounds good though.
pontificating. But, with Mary and Brandon, obviously Mary is pregnant, and like for whatever reasons, Lolo has been trying to keep that from not happening, even though it seems like the stars always pointed that was going to happen. So maybe there's this also thing of like, well, they're married. But look, we all came. We all saw they were definitely married, though. So she's, I don't know if it's like a little pencil eraser trying to like erase a mistake or drawing even a bigger picture around it. So that's the distraction. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. His pull-out game is terrible.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, his pull-out game is terrible, but like let's talk about this next scene, honey.
So they go in the swamps, or like they go at night in the kind of marshy areas to go frog hunting. And apparently they fed him frog, telling him that it was baby chicken, which I'm like, so you thought you were eating chicks? Like, what did you think? What is it? I mean, there's a baby. I feel like I don't know the in between stage. Have you ever seen a chicken in the in between stage? I've seen a full chicken, and then I've seen a chick. I've never seen a teenager chicken. I've never seen a toddler chicken. I've never seen a preteen chicken.
You're right. Well, it's weird because like in America or whatever, we eat like quail or Cornish hen, which is a smaller chicken or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Wah
I
doesn't eat it.
love a
She
Cornish
inhales
hen.
inhales it. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so like, baby chicken to me felt like chicks. And then we also know that like he is saying that because he was eating meat that looked the size of a frog and a frog's body, and they had to tell him something. They'd be like, "What's frog-sized body?" That is a they can't be like little baby cows that size, you know. So yeah, they make frog adobo. What is adobo again, or adoba? They call it frog adobo.
Adobo is a once knew because I'm reading a book and I forgot already. I think it's either a rice or it's a sauce or is a combination of a rice sauce. It's basically the national dish of the Philippines. And I think you can make different types of adobo. I'm thinking it's a sauce
I'm gonna
with
look it
some
up.
kind
In
of
Philippines, which was
meat in it.
okay, so adobo is most often a braise featuring a vinegar, soy sauce, garlic, bay leaves. Yeah, it's like a thick, chunky stew over rice.
Rice?
Immersion of cooked food in a stock composed variously of paprika, oregano, salt, garlic, and vinegar to preserve and enhance its flavor. The Portuguese variant. Okay, I don't care for the Portuguese. You better know that. If you're Portuguese, you heard me say it, and that's just a little Freudian slip. But I don't care about you at all. But
Wow.
it's just a long marinated protein and a some sort of thing. But yeah, so now they're gonna go catch frogs, and all the friends are back. You know, like Jelly and Jam and Puddin', they're all catching the frogs
Mhm.
too, or whatever. And like they have to catch like 15 frogs in this marsh, honey. It must not be hard. It must be frogs fucking everywhere, and like they're rah, rah, you know, like all of those crazy sounds. And then they got to skin the frogs right then and there, just chop the heads off. And there's like a whole ass part where I'm like, are they gonna show me a beheading? Like, why? Is that because you saw everyone saw this? They put the little frog body on like a piece of log or whatever, and then like Puddin got his like, you know,
Yeah.
chop, honey. And then I was like, I'm sorry, what's gonna happen right now? And then like, you know, suddenly we're like, and then you skin them, and then like then we like were taken away. And you know, Brandon's like, oh no, it's just a really funny thing my mom and I did where I used to like always like prank her, you know. And I'm like, God, your relationship with your mom over your childhood just sounds fraught.
Yes. Rot and fraught. Just like rot and fraught. So yeah, I have seen a frog skinned before because
No.
they have such little bodies. You know what I'm saying?
What are
You
they?
just like pick an opening and then you just like pull it down and the skin just like peels away and he's at their feet and you just like yank or cut.
Oh wait, I dissected a frog, I think. So actually, this was like I did see this too. I
But
think
you
I
love
had,
the French and they eat frog.
but you love a French and they eat frog, is what you
Have,
said to me. Like I don't know where you came from, but you love a French and they eat frog.
I
You're
thought
right.
you
I
were
do
trying to
love
say
a French. I
I
do love a French. Oh my
I
god.
thought
Oh,
I
honey,
thought you
take
were
me
like,
out.
"Oh my god, eating frog, so weird." And I'm like, "But the people you like."
Well, yes,
Like
and yes, well, and as you know, I stand by every single thing France has ever done. So you're right. If you say that you know, like I'm eating snails right now. You know, just can't wait to like, you know. But yeah, so uh, I
Stand
I
by everything France has ever done.
ever done. You know, I really, you know, I can align myself with every choice, though that 100-year-old company, or sorry, country, hundreds-year-old country has made. Okay.
Um, yeah, so then we find out that Brandon's mother is being like a bitch to me. And we forgot that Brandon's mother is still back where we were when we thought Mary was a raging crazy person. I have since stopped thinking of her that way and has now believed him, Brandon, have now believed him, Brandon, the problem.
I think they're both bad,
Mhm,
and will present problems in other relationships that they have, regardless of each other.
mhm,
And but here's the thing, and this isn't whatever, I'm bitchy or whatever. Brandon's mom went through it, right? In Brandon's
mhm.
childhood, it's why Brandon has gone through it. Like literally, she's like Brittany on again, Handy and Brittany, love her to lock up. I keep talking about them. I don't mean to. I'm mad at myself, but like obviously she was a mother that was like addicted, and then like, you know, we're in watching the outcome of children who had to deal with that, which is heartbreaking. Okay. Obviously, we also know that Brandon was living in like his godfather's like, you know, like backyard and some sort of like house, sorry, some sort of van he lived in, because his mom was like living seemingly like in a halfway house or with friends that he couldn't live there with. So now this woman has enough money to like traverse the Philippines, is what I almost called it, which is
Yeah,
Philippines. That's
that's
like a lot of
crazy.
money.
Yeah. And they let her get a visa to leave the country? I thought
She
she
got
was
a
like
visa and then yeah, go ahead, allowed to?
no, I just because she was I assume the reason that she was in a halfway house is because she just got out of prison, but maybe I'm wrong. I made Love After Lockup choices for her, and that might be absolutely correct. I mean, incorrect. So that's what. Okay, I was wrong. That's what happened to me. That's what happened in my brain. That this woman just got out of prison, and she was actually Brittany. Um,
I think you're right
yeah,
though.
I have no clue. I just made that up. But yeah, like she is like really intent on saving Brandon. And part of me is like, well, your chance to save Brandon is long gone and over. He's now making
Yeah.
choices based on actions
The
that you
fuck
made.
yeah. Yeah,
So
that's exactly
yeah.
how I feel, like, that's exactly how I feel, so, like, this whole, like I know, I hate to say this because she is his mom, but, like, she, like, wants to, like, paint herself as, like, a fucking savior right now where she's gonna come and be like, "I'll tell you right now that no one's gonna tell me if something's fucked up, I'm gonna say it," and it's like, "Oh, well, I wish someone had fucking told you to your face when you were putting needles up your goddamn arms and abandoning your children and having this one have emotional damage for the rest of his life to your fucking face to change your goddamn attitude," but you know what? Seems like no one did except they were, law enforcement, bitch. I mean, I don't have to tell you, I'm, like, mad about everything, you know, God bless. So,
It
here she is now. She had to like traverse. Sorry, she was like, I loved her going on the bus by herself. Sorry, what? Say what you're gonna say.
No, I mean, yeah, I think you're correct. But also the fact is that we know that she has had FaceTime, several FaceTimes with Brandon over the last couple of months, and she hasn't spoken or said boo-hoo to Mary. So Brandon already knows that his mother has issues with Mary, but he's more concerned with the fact that him and his mother have a relationship, and it's finally good, and somebody actually coming to his wedding than worrying about how he's gonna like defend his wife. And Mary says something very poignant later on in the episode. But yeah, she gets on this bus, and somehow some producer said, "Hey, film what you're thinking," and this woman did. She did. Yeah, she did. And she had a lot to say about it too. In front of Mary's face. She sure did. It's almost like when when Americans go to other places and then blame the people for the fact that they live in terrible conditions, when it's like really the country. So like, how are you going to be looking down on these people who are just doing the best they can, Chris?
Well, I live with some, yeah, I understand. I mean, I have to deal with that all the time. You know, I think that sometimes you can not know how you sound or come off, and I'm not saying I deal with that with myself, but I have older loved ones who will just be in cars like Ubers and just be like, look at all that poverty, and I'll just be like, I'm just whatever. So I understand this moment so much. But yeah, so she's on this bus and she's just like, everywhere you look at shacks. There's shack after shack, and none of them are Shake Shacks. All of them are just poverty-stricken shambles, hot shambles. That's where my son decided to go because he had to leave and get away from escape the turmoil that I create. I mean, whatever. God bless. I'm really
You
giving it
really do hate her.
I
You
whatever.
do.
So I don't. It's not that I hate her so much. Just it's so interesting. So because she really does have such disdain for the situation he's in, and it doesn't feel like she is taking responsibility, and it feels like it's all anger, and it should be just like incredible amounts of like sadness and openness of like how she can like help heal this person's obvious wounds. But okay, anyway, so she gets off the plane. So she gets off the train. Wait, planes, trains, automobiles. She gets off the bus in the town, and they have gone to meet her. And underneath Mary's breath, they very much were like, "Please keep it in." Mary's like, "She's so white."
Yeah. 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 But at first I heard that, but then when she told Brandon he was so white, I
Yes,
thought maybe she had said it, but I was like, no, no, no. No, 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 no. Mary was like, that is a beacon in the daylight, and she is go.
yes. She is pasty, 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 pasty white. And if a hint of sun hits her, she turns pink. And they get off and they meet. And then Brandon's like, "Hi, guys." And then she shakes her hand. Mary does go in to try and see if there is this thing that will be like, I know you're pregnant with my son's baby now, so
I'll pull you
there's
in.
not.
Mhm.
There's not. Brandon is like, you guys hug, and
You're so white.
that happens. And Mary clocks it enough to be like, and she tried to change the subject. And I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, that's fucking yep, that's exactly what happened. It was bada bing, bada boom." And then Mary's like, "I just see in her eyes that she is a mean girl," which also like then made me think of Mean Girls, and I was like, "Oh yes, she's very Regina George." This one, come
Mhm,
on, you know.
mhm.
And then Brandon's mom is like, "I can see in her eyes that look of just when you don't like someone," and it's like, "Yeah, you both fucking hate each other, and
Yeah.
both of you have no." Well, Mary has a resting bitch face, like given to her, like
From
godly, you know.
mhm,
I think that
mhm.
Mary's very beautiful, and like that resting bitch face, I think Mary's beautiful, and the resting bitch face, like, is part of her face, it's part of her DNA, she's gonna pass it on to Brandon's child, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Now, Brandon's mom does not have resting bitch face, she's just bitchy, you
Mhm,
know,
mhm.
and again, this is where it's hard is because I'm not gonna like Mary is bananas, but Brandon's mom caused all of this and is coming in so white hot anger as if
Mhm.
she has to remedy something and she's gonna be the one that's gonna be the truth sayer when you are the fucking problem and have always been. You this is what you're seeing. So I
Yep.
mean, I have to tell you. And also, bitch, get a fucking spray tan. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It'll only help her, truthfully. It'll only help her in this heat to have some kind of defense beyond suntan, a
Mm,
lotion.
mm.
Between like, whatever that is. Yeah, so she's like, Mary is making my son's life a living hell. And I know behind closed door that's what she's doing. Meanwhile, we know that Brandon is a lazy fuck face. So there's that. Let's go to a commercial.
No, we don't want money. Come on,
Okay.
why don't we just sell cell phones? Wah.
Oh my god, I forgot about the cell phone scam. Wait, that's Brandon and Mary who does the cell phone
Brandians.
thing.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. Okay, we're back, and Chris reminded me during that commercial break about the cell phone scam or the cell phone gig or whatever. They buy cell phones from Manila or something and then have it in stock and sell it to her friends. And I'm like, damn, I didn't know phones, like my phone cost so much money that I just could not to do that. Like, how much does the phone cost? Should I switch to Android? Like, what do I need to do to be in the cell phone trading game? And then she only makes $18 profit, but she says that it's something better than nothing.
This is interesting because right now, all of these cell phone companies are saying if you switch to them, you will get a 15 Pro free, which is an Apple phone product. That's around like $1,500 or something. So that's all I have to say about that. Anyway,
All right, so let's move on to Shekinah and Sharper. Sharper.
Shekinah, Sarper, Shekinah, Shakuna.
Matata. All right. So it's the next day, and she goes to see her sister to try to, I don't know, get her to meet with Harper, Sarper one more time. And she gets there, and the sister is wearing a stupid ass hat, and I can't even concentrate on whatever is happening. I saw the hat literally and was like, oh God, and walked away.
Yeah, she looks like she's staying at a Radisson, like a modern Radisson, very modern, like Turkey. I want to go to Turkey. It's always interesting to see like really old cultural country cities suddenly also, I get it, like embrace very modern design in some buildings or stuff. And I just like it hurts me because I'm like, I get this Radisson must be nice, but like, oh my God, I wonder what the most beautiful, like old hotel of grandeur must be in like Turkey. Anyway, so that's neither here nor there. Yeah, she's wearing this hat. I said this in the other episode, but she looks just like Six from Blossom. Like she's like dressed like, Blossom's best friend. And she and her sister like talk. And again, it's the most stunted kind of conversation where it's like, I really want you to know who Sarper is. Well, I'm not going to change my opinion because I don't like him. Oh, well, it would mean a lot if you would come one more time. Okay. It's just, I mean, in a
Yes.
billion years, I can't
Yes.
imagine having this conversation with you or Monique or I mean, like, even if I was on a television show and they were just like, and they were like, look, Waz dating this guy. You have to be on this episode. You have to not like the guy or like whatever. Just I'm too dramatic or I'm too actory, but I would give something.
I'm trying to think of the most calm person I know. And I don't think I know anybody who would have such either they would not have the conversation because they're like, don't want to argue,
Mm.
or they would have the conversation and it would be full of like, oh my gods, and like, that's crazy. And something, well, I really want you to meet him, but I don't want to, and I don't like it. Okay, but can you for me, please? Sure. It's
Yes, it
it's like
is.
that like that girl. Have you seen the girl on Instagram who does like the Kim Kardashian reality show things where she pretends to be Chloe, Courtney, and Kim, and then all Chloe ever says is not a pumpkin spice, not a hat. Like all she ever says is not a something. Whenever they have you seen it,
No,
she has
I
like on
mean,
post-it notes nails. Okay, you would know who I'm talking about. That's what
no.
they're that's what
Okay.
they remind me of. So they go and meet the sister comes to meet Shekinah and Sarper for dinner, and it's cold outside. They're drinking tea, and
Did you love the way sorry. Wait,
yeah,
did you love the
the
way the
tea.
tea wait, okay,
Yes,
so yes. So let me get this back. I wanna go wait, can I set this up because I just, like, love it. First of all, Shekinah's hair is very interesting to me because in her confessionals, it's, like, blown out and then just, like, looks like, like Veronica Lake waves. In the scene with her season when they're with her sister when they're back at the Radisson, I'm looking at the curl pattern of her hair, and it truly looks like she used a crimp plate, like one of those, like, four-barrel crimp plate kind of waves, and that is such a very specific look, because there's so many ways to create wavy hair nowadays, like scrunch curling it or curling it with a thing or letting it air dry or just like, but like using that device is so, okay, that's very specific. But you can see that I'm right. So now they're at this like outdoor restaurant and like it's cold. Great question. I'm like, they must have not been able to film on the inside because, anyway, so this is I'm gonna tell you right now, the absolute most awkward meeting possible. She does come up, dressed up like six, as Wa said. They sit down. Suddenly, three teas just get presented to them. Absolutely no food, no utensils, not nothing. The tea is in the hot glasses, which is always kind of confusing, but also on a plate, and it's a brown tea. Now, in my mind, it's like Lipton. It has to be a packet of Lipton, like just brown tea or whatever.
you mean it's just black tea?
Yeah, or yeah, black tea like Lipton, like there's no because in the glass there is no tea, and there's not even a tea kettle, and even like in my knowledge, there's no mint anywhere. Like I'm like, well, what kind of tea is this? There's no honey, not everything. And then they all have a very again stilted, scented conversation that looks like they are like it's just so obvious that like it's not even a scene. This is
He's
not like a warm scene at all. This is like the weirdest scene ever. They don't eat together. They are just stone faced. It feels like the sisters hate each other.
he's like, Shariah, I'm really disappointed in myself and how I behaved the last time. And she's like, oh. And then he's like, yes, it's really hard for me to open up, and I am very sorry. And she's like, it's okay. And then
I
and then
just
he's
I want you to respect my sister as she respects you, and I want you to also love and show her that you respect her.
yes, yes. Would you take a picture of us, please?
Now, Shekinah loses her mind at this. This saying that like he will take a picture of Shekinah and post it. She reacts as if he was like, Shekinah, I'm gonna get a tattoo and tell you the world how much I love you. Shekinah's like, babe, really? It was your idea? Are you sure? And he's like, yes, I want to do it. It'll make me very happy. Will you take a picture of us two again, the sister? Half of me's like, so now you're gonna apologize to this bitch and just make her your fucking photographer?
But also, like, they don't have any pictures in the phone currently. Like, they don't have not one that they could just put up, or it needs to be the one that the sister took so that the sister can feel like it's real.
Shekinah's wearing a Lululemon-esque tight-fitted hoodie, like she just got out of a Pilates class. And I only also say this, yeah, because wouldn't you want your first picture of you and this dude that you find so attractive and like I guess is like knee deep in pussy all the time to be like a very good looking picture of you because you're like a vapid, somewhat aesthetically inclined person. I was like, you're gonna make your first picture on his Instagram this picture of you in this Lululemon hoodie? Are you insane?
Well,
They're gonna eat you up. They're gonna eat you up, bitch.
she thought the outfit was good enough to wear. I think she thinks that the outfit is a stunning. I feel like she thinks that everything she wears is a stunning. So, you know.
He was like, no, I don't. Please wear the Lululemon fitted hoodie and oatmeal. It is my favorite Lululemon fitted hoodie on you. It brings out your boobies so much. She's like,
Thanks, babe. It's so cold.
You're welcome. Is what he says afterwards.
His sister
She's
couldn't wait
and
to get out.
also, did you notice that she's like thank, and he's like, you're welcome. You. Like,
Yes!
he said.
Yes!
He said he as soon as she got together, he's like, you're welcome, bitch. Okay.
I
You're
get it.
fucking
Now I
welcome.
good. I good now. I good now. I do it all good. I know. I'm no longer embarrassed or feel guilty about me. I'm back to thinking I'm best guy. Yeah. I mean, she takes a picture of them and she's like, great, click. Can we go back and fucking inside? It's freezing.
Yeah. But all right. So then we move on to TJ and Kim. She doesn't deserve none of this, Chris. I just kept, let me tell you, it takes me a long time to watch this because I can't get through their scenes because I'm so pissed and jealous that she gets hot ass TJ and she's acting like a complete a-hole. So they talk about how the wedding is a big festivity for the family. Like this is the first wedding in the family. And I was like, this is a lot like my brother. Like it was just a big to-do where like 300 people needed to be invited in order for, who knows who's getting married next? Not that Wahima. So,
ooh,
yeah.
So why we're looking at you? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like so that's what we realize. He walks in on the horse or donkey. He has got the entourage with him, and then she's like, the one thing that I had got to happen is my father walked me down the aisle, and then she's like, I didn't know there was going to be 15 people walking me, and then my stepmom got pushed to the back, and it made me sad. Then stop the fucking proceedings and say like, come here, and like get her and bring her to the side. Like she should have been walking hand in hand with both of them or something. It's like she just wants a reason to complain.
I saw that and I felt she was happy. She said she just wanted to walk down with her dad. She never said, I wanted to walk down with my dad and my stepmom. Never said that.
Yeah, because she didn't know 15 people were going to be with them. So I think she thought, well, if all these people are going to be here, I might as well, be with both of them. Okay. So,
is this a one word? Okay, yeah. Sorry, go on. I love this part. Go on.
So then they get up to each other, and I wrote down here punching noses, but that's not what happened. They get to part of the ceremony where the stepmother has to like pull on TJ's nose, and it looks like the parents are having a good time, but the way that Kim is narrating it is that they boldly hated it. Like everyone hated it, and I'm just like, and then they were talking about how the complaints about how long everything was made me say to these two, you guys didn't do any research.
Yeah.
Don't complain. If you had done a smattering of research, you would understand what this festivity looks like and is supposed to be. And it's just annoying.
Yeah, the same thing with either they're talking about it taking too long or they're talking about not knowing things. Like, well, we're doing all the rituals and everything has a reason. Not that we know it. not that we know the reasons, but just still doing it. Like that stepmom just keeps having like little like asides like that, where you're just like, I'm glad you're pushed to the back there, honey. We don't need we don't need all you taken up with your like quizzical brow.
It just leaves a feeling of like you think that your way of doing it would have been better.
Yes, it's very much like, this is so weird, this way of doing it, and not normal, and not traditional, and not how I would ever do it, and definitely not how you would ever do it. Isn't this crazy, this weird thing? Anyway, we're doing the best we can. Yeah, it's a lot of that kind of feeling, and it's the most beautiful thing ever. And so, yeah, like she does that thing where it's like you do it to babies, you're like, I stole your nose. She kind of keeps grabbing it. The part of him on the horse, being greeted by his family when he assumes the role of the god. I was like, "Oh, that's exciting." Is there a part where she assumes the role of a goddess? And very into that. I mean, like, that just, like, is really speaks to me. He is living his fucking best life. He's like, "I am honey, there's fireworks." You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, everything I am, like, on cloud 9. I'm, like, living my best life. Everyone's, like, coming up to me. He's making cute jokes where, they gotta dance. There's, like, dancing parts of the wedding, of course,
Oh,
and he's,
yeah,
like,
and he's
basically like yeah.
my
What were
family
you
is
gonna say?
so bad. My family was
Ugh.
so bad at it, I was actually shocked at how offbeat they were. And I was like, "That is so hilarious." But he's like, "This is the best day of my life. This is the best time of our life." And that made me so sad. I was like, "No, you're not your birthday? No, not okay."
He also said this other beautiful thing where he was like, every no, I mean, this is me gonna butcher up. He's like, "All the gods and everyone in the whole world, all of our family and friends and the stars and everyone is witnessing our union right now." And she's
Yep.
just like, "Cool. I'm clairvoyant." This is like
Yeah.
it's like with a beautiful one of like a it's such a beautiful sentiment to say, like, because it really is. There's this moment sometimes I feel like I see people get married sometimes, and I think, "Oh my god, if I ever get married, there will probably be, like, not one morsel of time that I'm actually living in my body and present," because there must be so much happening in your heart and mind, and you're just like, "There, there." And that one moment when he expresses that sentiment, it's like this pr time to, like, ground and, like, be present in what it actually is happening, which is the unification of your souls, like, in a divine way. You are screaming it to the universe, and especially if you're like a 24-hour affair in such a way, I guess. And so to not have her, I'm sorry, there's like to not have her at least sit in that a little bit and connect, is just so interesting to me. Like, not even there, not
Especially
even
when
there.
especially when you have not to make any decisions about this, especially when you don't have you can just be in the moment and witness and take in everything because you're not worried about the food, you're not worried about if somebody bought this, if this thing is happening. Like somebody else's problem to worry about. So it just feels like she's unable to, yeah, really sit in this moment. And then we have a scene where the dad washes his feet and I was like, can we get some toenail clippings? Can we at least like file them down so they're all the same? But they did that, and then they were looking for, and this is what we found out, at least with Jen and Rishi, I think, looking for the most auspicious time of the day to have the wedding because you have to go with your birth chart, which is
I
so
love it.
interesting that like it's like a mixture of astrology from the American lens and their religion and just like whatever. And so their marriage is at fucking 3:37 in the morning or something.
Yeah.
And she's like yawning and like and I'm like, did no one give you the opportunity to go to sleep at like 2 p.m. so that you could be fresh as a daisy at this time? Or
Oh
were you
no,
just yeah, were
you
you
can't
just
do that.
up and doing huh?
I don't think they're all there the whole time. No, you just can't go sleep while all those people are there.
They can't sleep. Can't we all just have a moment of siesta? And so yeah, then there's like elephant, and I'm a part of the elephant, you're a part of the elephant, and I'm gonna throw the rice and you're gonna throw the salt. And she's like, huh? And I'm girl, like we get it. We get it. We get that you don't get it. Does it have to be this dramatic all the time?
The pink dress was the best. I would have been like, "Do I have to go to the yellow? Can I stay in the pink?" The pink. And I do give it to her that she's like, "Okay, with the pink dress, I'll do straight hair."
Okay, this is my idea. Yeah, Kim is so
Well, my
annoying.
pink dress, I'll do straight hair, and then I'll do, anyway. But yeah, like the food. I like also. I think that I would love to see a little more now food at this wedding. Where's the
Butter
food?
chicken.
Yeah. And is there dancing that happens with everyone like on a dance floor or just in those one moments? And yeah, like and also we maybe aren't allowed to hear the traditional music that's actually playing during that time. Maybe they can't get the
Mhm.
rights or something,
Yeah.
which is making that kind of festivity part unwatchable for us, which is sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but everybody, I think, at the end had a good time, and we're gonna see next episode the aftermath of what it means to be somebody's wife or husband in this country.
Yeah, because now he's going to tell her that she has to do things because we're supposed to also again believe that she's not done any sort of research to know what that means. And so now
Mhm.
she gets to enter the kitchen for the first time. And I just like, what's she gonna do? Like rub garlic on the walls? I'm like a bitch.
Ugh, Jesus, yeah. She's gonna be in there with like beef and garlic,
Pork?
upsetting everybody.
Is it pork or beef?
Beef.
Okay. Oh, you're absolutely right. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay, my loves. All right. So we've come to the end of this episode, but not the end of our lives, and definitely not the end of this podcast. But just, this one moment, just like time, seasons change. We I love you guys so much, and we're so thankful that you would take any time out of your lives to listen to one moment of us talk, especially me. Horrible. But if you also want to take more time out of your lives to support us, we won't stop you. Consider giving us 5 stars wherever you listen to podcasts, and also follow us on the social medias. We are at DocuSweeties on Instagram, at DocuSweeties on TikTok, at DocuSweeties1 on X/Twitter, and also Facebook, the DocuSweeties Facebook group. At the same time, we also like money. Why?
Yes. So if you're able to do a $10 a month situation on Patreon, you can become a patron. That's patreon.com/DocuSweeties, $10 a month. You get it live every first Monday of the month. You also get the content exclusive as well as the visuals of what you are listening to right now. And, just supporting your girls so that we can pay people to help us do stuff. So we thank you so much for your time and listening to us. And we will talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.